All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Stephani Page. I am a biochemist by training, and I am so excited to bring to you the Dragon Con Science Track session entitled I Can't Believe It's Not Meat. Say that without laughing. Um, I am so happy to ask our panelists today to introduce themselves. We will start with you, Ray.
I'm Dr. Raychelle Burks. I am an analytical chemist, and my day job is professor. My night job is supervillain. But
All right, and next up we have Trevor. How are you?
Yeah. I'm Trevor Valle. I'm a paleontologist and advanced level cicerone, also super taster, and for this panel, guinea pig. Yeah.
Welcome. Well, I can't believe it's not meat. So I guess we should chat a little bit, right, about what's not meat and kind of what goes in. So what were you guys thinking, Trevor? You want to discuss the different versions you have, and then maybe Ray and I can kind of bounce in with some of our ideas as scientists.
Yeah. When I was first told about this panel, it was very simply like, hey, do you want to eat different things on camera? I'm like, sure. What's it about? It's like, yeah, you're going to try all these different non-meat, plant-based protein burgers. And I'm like, excuse me? So in front of me, I have 5 different plant-based proteins. I have a Beyond Burger,
Okay.
an Impossible Burger,
Whoa.
a Boca Burger,
okay.
Dr. Prager's Burger, and Morningstar Farms chicken patty. Each of these was prepared the same. I did the same preparation protocol. I did this as scientifically scientifically possible. I cleaned the pan and baking sheet between each one. They are not in cross contamination to maximize flavor. There are no condiments. They are all on an identical bun, and they are prepared with just base seasoning that comes with them. I also have a little mug of pineapple for palate cleansing and a nice acidic beverage.
I have to say, as an analytical chemist, I really am loving this protocol. It's very thorough.
What I'm looking forward to, however, is the half-pound pure Angus chuck burger at the end of this, because that's what I'm looking forward to. I don't know. Are any of you? Are either of you vegetarians?
No.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, pick on the. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
I'm not a vegetarian, Steph. We've talked about barbecue. I think we all have talked about our favorite meat. So I'm like, how did we end up on this panel?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, I stood in line at Franklin's to be like, can I have a plate of meat, please, today?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I've got Bloodsoe's Barbecue down the street from me in Los Angeles, one of the greatest barbecue joints there is.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and I'm looking at this plate of pea protein and soy, and whoa.
I'm sure it's delicious.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure there are thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands, possibly even millions of people out there that enjoy these and eat them for the sake of, reducing meat consumption and, and to positively impact the climate and things like that. But that doesn't mean they're tasty to people like us.
That's it. Because I was thinking, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
No, I was thinking, between a paleontologist, a biochemist, and an analytical chemist, like, what would have to go into something that's not meat in order for us to not only be convinced, but satiated, like, satisfied?
I've really been impressed though lately is, how like the flavor, everyone focuses on flavor, but recent research, the texture. Some of the coolest food science technology is not the flavor chemistry. It's getting that texture. I mean, anyone who's I do love myself a rack of ribs. you know, and just right off the bone, just there's a fibrous texture of it and how that feels. I mean, you can get a good, you know, dry rub, wet, barbecue sauce, Carolina style. I mean, there's tons of flavor profiles, but the texture, right? So, but man, some of this stuff coming out now, the way that they're able to, what was it? There's some kind of extruding technique. They're able to break down the protein, but while they're breaking it down, they're doing a very mechanical twist to get it into this fibrous structure.
Yes, yeah.
And then they layer it because they have such great imaging now. You're able to see, okay, what at every stage does the protein, what does it look like? Because if you can get the structure, you can get the function from a biochemical perspective. And then does that mean then you can get that texture and that flavor? And man, they're getting very good.
They're actually through mechanical means, cross-linking proteins.
Yes, well, it's kind of like a screw. It's like they're using a screw.
Yeah,
and then by heating it and a slow extrusion over time, it's like slow cooking. But
this
then also moving.
Any one of these, is it? Because now the texture-wise, now I will say texture-wise, cooking, the Beyond Burger, the Beyond Burger, and the Impossible Burger, they both looked like meat in the package.
Wow.
They were red. You had chunks of white like refined oil and protein bits in it. It actually looked like meat.
Like the fat. Like it has that look of with the
exactly.
fat.
Exactly.
So you know what's interesting?
That was fascinating.
Yeah, that's really fascinating because to Ray's point, it's really like when you think about like the structure of muscle and that part of the texture is starting with muscle. And then especially for a burger, it's like what muscle is like being chopped up and ground up. Right. And that to me is really intense to think about because you don't want to bite into mush, but you don't also want to bite into something like a sloppy Joe. Like if you want a sloppy Joe, you're going to make a sloppy Joe, but you don't want mushed up nodules. It really is like that in between. And so like, it's really cool to think about like how muscles are bundles of tubes. And that sounds like that's what they're.
Yes. Yeah.
But then you want to kind of be able to, in essence, chop that up so that your burger.
Yeah. I mean,
fat.
What's weird to me though, is that some engineering is like, okay, we're going to make a steak. We're going to aim for the steak and then we're going to have to grind it. Right. Or, ground. And it's really tricky, right? Because the number of scientists working on this stuff, it's quite a challenge, as we all know, to get close to nature and to get that right texture. I mean, I granted the flavor, they can do real magic when it comes to flavor, but something's usually a dead giveaway. And for a long time, it was the texture. But it's not surprising to me, like, I believe the founder of It's Impossible Burger, not Beyond Burger, that was the biochemist at Stanford.
Yeah,
right?
Brown, last name Brown, I think.
Yeah, right? And so, like, some of the stuff, especially like you were saying with the cooking, is like the use of, is it lithomycin? What's the soy-based?
The
not
soy-based
hemoglobin, the globin.
It's actually leg hemoglobin. Like it's like legume.
Globin, yeah. To get that right, the color, it does look like a grilled, when you see the red, like some of the, because like that's part of the thing too, is I'm really fascinated too by these teams that come up with it, because this takes a village. And they've got,
to give you an example, this is a Beyond Burger. So I've got a really nice char on it.
Yeah.
And like it even stains the bun a little bit.
Okay.
And it is both Beyond and Impossible are pink in the package and bleed out when they're cooking. And I mean, even the char on an actual piece of beef. I mean, these two are remarkably similar.
Yeah.
That's amazing, because that's not easy to do.
No.
Under so many different contexts, and then especially to get that pink. And the cute thing about what it took for them to get to that. So they first started out with, finding a way to extract from roots to kind of get the heme that they wanted. And it's in the form of this leg hemoglobin. I say leg first, but it's like legume hemoglobin. and or hemoglobin. And the funny thing about it is they were like, oh, it takes so much to get enough to make some meat. Now that's where I was just kind of like, okay, now this is where the story takes 5 years, 10 years after it already took a long time to find a source. So they started to actually use yeast systems to produce recombinant proteins. And they actually, animal-based recombinant proteins didn't work to give them the profile they wanted. And so it's interesting that it's like the meat is pink. You can get it a little pink in the middle. You get kind of like the bleed out, which I'm just like, that takes a lot of thought for the entire experience to replicate going to the store and buying a pack of raw meat.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
That was a weird moment when, so how I prepared these is I bake them for a few minutes just to warm them up evenly to get to a nice medium rare. And then I pan sear the outsides. It's just how I normally do a burger in my apartment.
Nice. Okay.
The moment it hit the pan searing and it was like bleeding and it had the top, the top quote unquote fat coming out when it was actually reaching temperature. It was fascinating.
Really?
However, it was the smell that was appalling. Absolutely appalling. I don't know what was happening, but the moment it hit a 500-degree pan to sear to get that crust on it, the smell was not quite rancid, but there was something in the hydrocarbon breakdown of this protein that, one, made it smoke a lot, and two, just smelled wrong, like burning asparagus wrong.
Was it stinky tofu? Was that similar? Have you ever been to like a stinky tofu?
Yeah, but like not. That? No. This was more of a weirdly enough, it was a combination. It was very like sour vegetal, but I had completely forgot that they used a yeast-based enzyme. It smelled like the tailings of beer production.
But it's fermented. It's fermented.
Yeah.
That's how they, so that makes, I was wondering, okay, like, like stinky tofu, you go over a little bit with the fermenting and you get.
Yeah, but then heat it and like burn all that off. It was just like, it was rank.
And then that's incredible because you have a completely different profile because he interacts when we cook meat, especially with beef, right? Where you have like just a lot more. And yeah, heme is everywhere. Like it's in plants too, but there's something special about beef in particular. And then some cuts of pork where it's this fabulous reaction that's happening. It's not just the Maillard reaction. You have reactions between all that heme and hemoglobin and all the proteins and sugars and salts. They're doing things that, I mean, to us, it's great because we know we're about to get a delicious meal, but maybe it's the same reactions, but different components that aren't necessarily palatable, right? Like, ew.
I have to work on that smell. Like I'd be, I'm surprised. We have so much great scent of barbecue. Like I'm kind of, but then does that change the texture and the flavor? Because it's real wild how sometimes our stuff that smells great tastes real bad.
Well, I might as well.
Stuff that smells bad tastes delicious. Yeah.
I might as well bite the bullet or bite the burger.
Okay.
So this is the Beyond Burger.
Okay.
And again, we have the prep. There are no condiments, no additions, no onions, no nothing like that. I have not prepared these like I would normally prepare like my own burger with all fun. This is meat.
The whitest of burgers.
That burger looks so dry. I mean, even if it was real meat, I'd be like,
strange. Yeah, that's also another thing because a properly cooked burger, even on a condimentless bun, should release oils and fats and all that when you bite and stay moist.
Yes.
So, all right. So this is the Beyond Burger. So texture, flavor. Yeah.
I'm here for you.
The things I do for you.
One giant bite
for Dragon Con kind.
Oh, this is high praise, actually.
Right.
Are you gonna swallow it?
Yeah.
Okay,
this one-
see?
So perfect medium rare.
That's the chef, though. That's the chef.
So the exterior of the burger patty holds the char in, so you get the crunch and then the moist.
Okay.
It's not particularly moist on the interior. It is like in the very, very middle. The flavor is unmistakably vegetal.
Okay.
The texture, on the other hand, very, I wouldn't say disturbingly close, but if I didn't know it was a Beyond Burger, there'd be something off about it. Like, oh, maybe it was like it's too finely ground. It's mealy. So
Okay,
that makes sense.
It's not chunked, but it's definitely mealy. And yeah, and looking at the structure of it. Come on, focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
You know?
There's absolute structure in this. There is threading, there is like harder and moister areas. It's actually rather impressive.
So if you had all of the accoutrement, it would.
If I had like a dash of mayo, some Tabasco, red onion, pepper, a little bit of lettuce and tomato.
Yeah.
Unless you were an aficionado, a super taster, or you knew what was going into it, you would have a hard time. You'd have a hard press to go, that's totally fake.
That's pretty amazing.
That is.
I feel like you could say less about certain fast food restaurants.
Well, interestingly enough, Beyond is in some fast food restaurants. I think it's Carl's Jr.
True.
Either Carl's Jr. or Burger King, one or the other. I don't know.
I think Burger King is Impossible Burger. I think they signed with
then
Impossible.
Carl's Jr. Hardee's is Beyond.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. That's high praise.
That is.
I'm actually impressed.
Do you
Yeah, I'm impressed at that one.
Wow. Would you would you try it again with all your accoutrements to see like if you could, how
I bought a box of these things. Absolutely.
Okay.
I will make one up. Like I'll do like a straight up, Trevor barbecue throwdown Weber style, grill them up and toss a couple. I think there's like 3 more in the package. Yeah.
That's actually, I'm impressed by that. I'd be like, I'll try it then.
That's extremely. Now I'm just kind of like, okay, I might get this. So do you think that some of the texture, I mean, does it taste like they might have maybe added in something for filler? Because I know with some of these textured vegetable products, they'll add in like oat or wheat or something to kind of give it more texture.
I'm not getting that. I'm not getting like the there is like the mealiness of like the pea protein and stuff in it, but I'm not getting the ground oat or corn flour or black bean patty. See, like I've had garden burgers and Morningstar Farm black bean patties. I think those are amazing if I'm looking for like an actual vegetable patty. But those don't say this is just like meat. You're literally eating a garden burger.
Wow.
This,
I'm looking at the ingredients and it's a very smart collection. I mean, they have you have cocoa butter, coconut oil. So you're talking about these fats to oils that gives you that firmness that you're used to, but immediately can melt at a higher temperature to make it look a little bit more beef-like. So there's some cool, and then they've got, what's interesting, the bean they chose is mung bean paste.
Really?
Mung bean protein. So they didn't go cheap and like put the whole bean in there with that fibrous. I think that would have thrown off the texture.
Yeah.
Clearly extracted out some more protein.
Wow.
It explains the price because this ingredients list is not a cheap, filler list.
Yeah.
And I actually contacted both Impossible and Beyond to make sure, because I do have a coconut allergy. And I noticed that these have coconut oil in them, and I contacted them directly. the coconut oil they use they're using it as a lubricant and binder. It's highly refined coconut oil. They guarantee zero allergen as dictated by the FDA and the Allergen Awareness Network. So these are zero allergen burgers, which is really cool.
It is. That's real hard to find.
Yeah, that's game changing.
It is
totally game changing. Yeah. No peanut protein. There's no tree nut or coconut or coconut possible allergens. Like, unless you have an advanced legume allergy that is specific to the protein and not the enzymes in the bean.
Yeah.
That's game changing for a lot of people that suffer from allergens.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yep. Yeah. And I have a very specific allergy, and it's literally one kind. And like that thing trips up and ends up somewhere that it's not cute. But this seems to really be very, the products that they're used, they're clearly highly specialized techniques. This was not just let's throw something together and see if it works. No. This was real. This was research and development on a high
But it's a moneymaker. I think that's the thing too, is besides it serves definitely environmental impact purpose and allergy people. I mean, I love a good burger. I'm sad if people can't have a good, whatever their burger is,
Right.
But also the idea that this thing is not like, oh, we just got our Whole Foods with, no, this thing is engineered like from their colorant, beet juice extract to get the right color red. Yeah. They're using this and that. Like,
that was weird. Opening the package. Now, knowing that they are, manufactured with beet juice colorant in both extract and powdered form to get the color. Yeah. Opening the package, I'm like, wait, what? I thought for a brief moment I'd opened my ground beef package.
Wow.
And I'm just I was just like, wait, what? Oh, that's weird. It was now, who came first, Impossible or Beyond?
Ooh,
I'm not sure. Do we want to Google?
I'm not sure.
I can Google.
I'm wondering who's derivative.
I only know of Impossible Burger, I think only more because of the academic biochemistry setting, and it got a lot of press in chemistry journals and chemistry trade magazines. And because that's my profession, like it was covered on Chemical Engineering News, chemistry this, chemistry that. And so I feel like I'm not going to get the right one. I'm just going to be like, my bias is I want to say this one, but they also had aggressive marketing.
Yes.
And I don't
get up. Sorry.
Awesome. I don't think it hurts either. I think sometimes you're like, oh, it's, Stanford or the elite, whatever, which sometimes we fall into that marketing campaign of the kind of elitism of that kind of thing. But I mean, the food science is a big industry, and given the price point of these, it's a good, I mean, you put in for R&D, but you're going to get the market share. I mean, in fact, the minute they signed that contract with Burger King, right, which is a guaranteed distribution of a certain market share, that's the dream, right? Mm-hmm. For a food scientist, because that's a guaranteed contract in bulk. And
so according to the search engine, Beyond Meat is slightly older, 2009.
Really? Interesting.
Impossible Food is 2011, Stanford biochemistry professor. Interestingly enough, both founders have the same last name of Brown, which is like very, very curious. But yes, so they were around for a couple more years before Impossible Beyond was. But what's interesting is that from that, essentially Impossible hit the market, the first kind of version was July 2016. So that's at least 5 years after they became a company.
Wow. So you've got Beyond Burger for about a decade, and then Impossible is kind of the new kid on the block then.
Yeah.
To get that scale up though, I remember reading one article where I think it was actually like a cattle industry person, but it was more about the investment, right, to get it up to the bulk where you would be able to fulfill an order, like with anyone, not just obviously a Burger King, But even if you wanted to get it into like some niche, or the same thing with like whole paycheck, if you wanted to get, a certain deal, you have to guarantee that you can output. And there's no way they would have been able, considering they've got like a fermentation process and this and that and this advanced, even if they're sourcing the coconut oil from what, they're not doing it all themselves.
Right.
That's a huge setup.
Have you had to purify protein?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
My brain is like, right? What?
Yeah. And on that scale, right? Like that
scale, it's just like, whoa.
That's the wild thing.
Whoa.
Okay, so
I think it's time to try Stanford then.
Yes, bring it.
Let's see.
and these are all still warm, because what I'm not showing you is that this is on a hot plate. I'm thinking these are staying warm.
Good,
so
good.
You're a professional.
I am. Have you seen me? Come on.
Pro.
I'm a pro burger guy. All right, so this is the Impossible Burger, the shall we say the new kid with the amazing marketing angle. Char looks fine. Yeah, everything's good. Bun is still moist. Okay. This should be interesting. No, there's something off.
Really?
Immediately something off.
Is it flavor or texture? You can't figure it out yet.
It's flavor. Oh, weird. Okay. It's a charcoal flavor. It's something I'm not expecting on a patty that is baked and then pan-seared.
Yeah.
So there's some Maillard reaction going on that's producing a burned hydrocarbon flavor.
Yeah.
The texture is smoother, like more extruded, I want to say, than the Beyond Burger. Mm-hmm. It's not as mealy, it's much smoother, but it doesn't have that chunk and that chunk and fall apart ideal that a burger should.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
And there's that
is interesting.
Well, flavors are listed on Impossible Burger ingredients, but flavoring agents aren't listed under Beyond Meats.
That could be really dangerous, because I was thinking about
there's an aftertaste that is unpleasant.
Oh no.
It's oily.
That's not good.
It's like, and these were, when I seared them, there was nothing in the pan. It's a non-stick, a Teflon unseasoned pan, because I didn't use my cast iron or anything like that, because I didn't want to impart any animal flavors on the oils and everything that's in my seasoned pan. Yeah, there's like an oily aftertaste. The best I can describe it is it's fish. It's a fish oil flavor, but like soured.
Oh no. Like rancid oil?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like something did not agree to the high heat, maybe. Yep. It could be an operator error. Maybe it was just that one section. Let me try it without the bun.
Well, it's fine. I'm looking at the two websites, and not that ingredients list, you and Stephani, you and I both know that they can get a little with the foods. But under Impossible Burgers list, the like fifth ingredient is natural flavors, which is proprietary. They're just gonna put natural flavors. But what does natural mean?
Natural to what? An oil slick?
I mean,
I vape and I've had burned coils that taste better than that. No, that aftertaste is actually appalling.
That is not good.
Yeah, so that's not good.
The Beyond Burger, both the Beyond Burger and the Impossible Burger, both had an odor when they were pan searing.
Okay.
The Beyond Burger has eliminated all of that possible odor or flavor contaminant or anything like that, and was good. The Impossible Burger tastes like it took the odor and like sublimated into the protein.
Oh,
that's foul.
I wonder
Like,
if
straight
that's,
Oh.
you know, if they went with, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever used like, or done any smoking or anything. People they get a little bit too liberal with the faux smoke or any of that kind of thing. And you're like, no. It's like any kind of artificial flavoring.
Yeah.
Oh, you go too far.
Right. No, you nailed it. The oily texture and the flavor I'm getting is like an old bottle of liquid smoke.
Oh, that is awful.
That's not good.
That's exactly what it is. You just pegged it, and my brain just latched onto that. It's 100% like that bottle of liquid smoke that your parents have like way in the back of the pantry,
and they don't remember buying it.
Right.
The label is like the label from 10 years ago. It's not the current one.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's that fake, like oily charcoal mesquite flavor.
No, that's not good. No. And you know, as the thing is that when you were talking about before, like tasters, that's real sensitive, right? Like some people are, they're not sensitive to flavors, just like some people aren't sensitive to smell. Some people have really poor visual acuity, color acuity. And I know that there are people, right, that are almost super tasters, but you put fake flavoring in there, they're going to be like, it's too much. I mean, you have like, you're talking like a drop. And if you put in like an eighth of a teaspoon, it's like, no, you ruined it.
Nah, that's
like, it's too much. Right. But again, like Impossible almost makes sense if they're going to go for the fast food market.
Yeah. Burger King, especially because it's char grilled. Like that's
probably why they went with the Impossible Burger.
Wow.
Because you're getting that charcoal flavor.
Excited on that.
But if that's another thing I'm wondering about, I know you had this uniform, you know, cooking methodology with the cleaning and the whatever, but part of this is how did they intend it to be cooked?
Correct.
And if they intended it for charcoal or not even charcoal, but any kind of grilling situation where they're imagining it, just like sometimes a certain recipe, people won't pan cook chicken, they'll bake it. And it's like, it doesn't taste quite right. And I'm like, well, is it that? Is it because it's not cooked the way the makers intended, right or wrong? Yeah. And do you have to adjust then some of the recipe?
Yeah.
Interesting. So this I have another, it came in a 2-pack. I have another one. I may actually flame this one. Flame the other one and revisit it at another time. Because
an addendum.
Because I could see that if I was like using my Weber and lump charcoal and doing the whole thing I normally do and season it, pepper and salt and the whole thing, that smoke natural flavoring that totally tastes like liquid smoke would be then lost and would accentuate what's coming off of the grill.
Yeah.
Or it would give you that flavor if you were doing it on a propane grill.
Yeah.
So that I can see if this is meant for like, Burger King and their flame broiled or outside barbecues or, 4th of July and, stuff like that, Guy Fawkes days and such. I can totally see it possibly working, but the preparation.
Maybe not. Yeah. Maybe it's too sensitive. I think that's the thing with sometimes with these, like for me, it's faux watermelon flavoring.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can take
watermelon Jolly Ranchers. I could take all the faux watermelon flavor.
Like there's certain things I'm like, no, is this fake? And I can it's just too much, right? So I think like it could just be it's just not the right flavor, which is everybody, especially again, the chemistry of artificial flavoring is real tricky to get right. And the concentration can be all over the place. Like for me, any of the flavored vodkas, no can do. Too much. Too much. Can't do it. Because it's too much. They got a little heavy handed with the faux flavoring. So I'm wondering if that's it.
Yeah.
It has to be something like that. Wow.
Now what's the price point? Look at me with my budget ass. What is you said you got 2, like what is it per unit? What's the per unit cost?
Let me check my receipt here. So when
because that's another big, that's another big thing with eating healthy. Just we're trying to be a little bit more environmentally friendly. Is the cost?
That's the price point. Yeah,
is really prohibitive.
Yeah,
and a lot of these products aren't even available in many neighborhoods where they're food deserts anyway.
Very, very true. Let's see here. Yes, I know it was delivered. Come on.
And these are the two biggies, right? These are the two companies that are like.
And I think these are the only ones that are really going for the combination of the texture and the flavor by getting into these. It's not just the heme. They're looking at other small molecules that they're apparently adding into to kind of really, which is odd to me that you had that experience with the Impossible Burger, because you'd almost think they'd want to give you some flexibility, especially for some of these you can buy in like a pack. Literally, I could go to some grocery stores, not all, and I could, it looks just like a pack of meat.
So the Beyond Burger was 2 patties via Whole Foods for $4.49.
Okay.
It basically 56 cents an ounce. It was a total of 8 ounces. So 2 4-ounce patties. The Impossible Burgers, same 2 4-ounce patties, $5.99. So, which is it seems that the standard price for Beyond Burger, but there was a sale. So I saved $1.50 on the Beyond Burgers. They're both equally priced at about $6 per pack of 2.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I didn't grow up with a lot of, we had beef on special occasions because it was expensive. And so we might have had, even barbecuing, it was a lot of chicken, sausage, but when we did a big family cookout, but that was like maybe, I wouldn't even, maybe once a week in the summer, maybe, but we didn't have that much beef. Pork more, because pork was cheaper.
And I'm in North Carolina, so and I would spend summers here growing up when we lived in the States. Yeah, pork, you're gonna get pork in North Carolina. And especially when you're talking about grilling, barbecuing, it's gonna be pork. But what's interesting was it was like the beef was, if there were burgers back then, it was like that was the adult meat.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We got sausages or hot dogs.
Yeah.
And everyone got chicken though. There was so much barbecue chicken because it was like buckets of the stuff, and fried chicken because it was so cheap. And then every once in a while, like a whole pig, because a whole pig could be actually pretty bargain. And you'd be like,
whole pig is really inexpensive out here.
Yeah.
I can still get a pig dressed, a nice sized pig, for about $60. If I have someone who could put it in the ground,
you can't beat that price.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. If someone wants to, because we used to do hole in the ground and put the whole pig in, and 30 to $60, depending on what size you want. And
so I'm wondering, with this, if you had a family. Well, my family couldn't have afforded Impossible Burgers for anyway. Been here, who needs it? Who needs who is the actual vegetarian?
Get this
exactly. And you put it on the grill first, so that you don't get contaminated. Because then it's just going to be a slaughterhouse in here.
That's it.
Now with the other burgers, Trevor, are the rest of these? In my mind, maybe again, it's the brand. It's such strong branding by Impossible Meats and Beyond Meats. They seem to really dominate this market for the faux meat, not the garden burger, but the faux meat. Is there anybody else in your plate that's actually marketing to compete?
Well, yeah. So Boca, it's called the original Boca burger. It's the all-American veggie burger, but specifically is stating, and it says, meatless patties have the same hearty flavor as real hamburger.
Oh,
I've had a Boca burger and I'm not buying.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah. So this. Ow, that's actually hot. This seared I even got the grill marks on that. Check that out. Yeah. So this is the Boca Burger. I don't have high hopes for this. There was zero scent coming off the pan during searing.
But not bad. But not bad.
Yeah. So I mean, this is a soy product. This is all soy protein and other ingredients. Soy protein. You've got corn oil, wheat gluten. It is not, for celiacs out there, not the meatless burger for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is dried onion and cheese powder even in it. They have multiple different soy proteins. They have both soy protein concentrate and hydrolyzed soy protein.
Okay.
Interesting. Looks like yeast extract, sesame oil is a binder, mannitol. Really fascinating. All right.
There was no scent, even with yeast extract is pungent.
Yeah. There was no scent while cooking. Zero.
Wow.
It was like warm pan.
Huh.
Okay, so while you're taking a bite, here's a little bit of history. This company began in 1979, and they were purchased by Kraft Foods in 2000. So it looks like they've been making soy-based meat alternatives for a while.
Oh yeah, they're like one of the older ones because I've even had their
more
veggie marketed.
This tastes like a burger.
Shut up!
Like straight out.
Shut up!
It's like a fast food burger, just because of the texture of it and the size, the thinness of the patty. It tastes like a burger. Like straight up.
What the hell?
No,
You say that this is the best one so far?
100%. 100%.
Whoa!
Now, was this the Boca All-American Veggie Burger?
Yes.
Okay, because they have a lot of Boca products. Okay.
I went for the one without seasoning or anything like that.
Yeah.
I wanted these as straight up plain as possible. This tastes like a burger.
What?
Yeah.
Is it a preformed patty?
Yep.
And I bet so. Was it a cheaper price point? I'm pretty sure it was.
Totally. $3.99 for a pack of 4.
Oh, writing this down. Because that is a bargain. Wow.
I mean, it's totally like.
Yeah, that's
like you open up like a McDonald's cheeseburger. That's what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
But they're fried. Mine's seared. Difference. But totally, that's a burger.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's very plain tasting.
Yeah.
But that is a burger.
But but that's my thing. If it tastes like a burger and you're going to do your thing with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all have a way that we like our stuff.
I would put that. I would do fresh melted Munster on a double stack with Vidalia onion and a little bit of garlic powder mixed in with either ketchup, mustard, or mayo, your preference of a spread, and you would have no idea. The only problem with it, though, compared to the Impossible grossness and the Beyond Burger, which was still pretty good, this one tastes way better at the point. The problem is this is a soy product and it's a wheat product.
Yeah.
So where Beyond and Impossible have it, the bonus that people with celiacs or soy sensibilities, which does affect a lot of people when you move from a animal-based to vegetable-based diet and you start taking a lot of soy products, a lot of people do develop soy sensitivities.
Yeah.
This tastes really good, but it immediately carves out soy allergies, dairy allergies, wheat and sesame allergies. That's 4 right there that won't be able to do that.
Yeah.
Which
I realize that's so limiting. And I wonder too, and we haven't thought about like what would be the impact of switching to any of these products, which are mainly plant-based, in the gut, because we develop our gut flora over decades for not to tell our age.
These products though, I'm wondering if it's, I occasionally will have a cheeseburger only because, I do love myself some meat, but I also know we just weren't brought up to have it every day because of the cost. But I do with like a splurge, I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna have a cheeseburger. So I'm just wondering if like this, if I was to integrate this in, not a huge shock.
Yeah.
I'm not dropping everything else, but I'm not a huge beef eater anyway. Right. So you're not talking about a massive shift in diet, but, little changes. I'm wondering, because I think any kind of like what you're both saying is any kind of real shock to the system in any direction can really like
bad deal. Yeah.
But I think it's good to know, right, that if you have any of these sensitivities, go with the Beyond Burger.
Also, this one has, I'm lucky in a way because I have a condition where I need to actually drink salt water to regulate my blood pressure. Like sometimes I just drink it just straight.
Wow.
This thing has a lot of salt.
The Boca?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can taste it too. So that's why I think is accentuating the meat flavor aspect to it is because like honestly, people, if you're grilling meat, you don't have to use rubs. You don't have to use that. If you just want a steak, use cracked black pepper and a dash of sea salt. That's all you need to do. The salt brings out the protein flavors. It accentuates all that, helps break down the tissue when it's cooking at high heat. And you can definitely taste the salt, but that's adding shitty enough. It's adding to the whole flavor aspect of it.
Yeah.
Oh no, like the flavor. I just want, if you had high blood pressure, like when we're adding to the people who are like, is it really a healthy alternative? Well, you'd have to really look at the milligrams, right? Because the assumption we all make when we're trying to be a bit healthier is, oh, well, it's veggie, so it's whatever. And I'm like, actually, my dad, when he was like, his doctor was like, don't you be having this Boca because the salt. It was like
what is
so
what's the per serving milligrams of sodium in the Boca Burger?
I'm looking at their website and right now it doesn't. I'm kind of surprised because it says nutrition and ingredients, but they're like, we don't want to tell you what the milligrams are.
It's a trade secret. Let me pull up. Oh, here we go. So total fat 4 grams. Saturated fat 1 gram, trans fat 0, cholesterol 5 milligrams, sodium 350 milligrams.
Yeah, about 30% of your daily.
Yeah, or 15%. Yeah,
so,
that's pretty high.
Yeah, something to look at, But I think with any of these, right? It's what's a small thing you would integrate.
Right. Wow, that actually worries me for the next one then.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Is that the chicken or do we have another?
We have one before the fake chicken. This is Dr. Prager's All-American Veggie Burger.
I've never even heard of this.
I've never heard of that.
Me neither. I saw it and it's interesting. So it's like non-GMO project verified, but everybody's doing that. You just pay for that badge. It is gluten-free. It is vegan. It is soy-free, and it is kosher.
Wow.
Which is kind of cool. This is new. So, I mean, new-ish. The Dr. Prager Burger, purely sensible foods. This is done with 4 different vegetables and avocado oil.
And is this the perfect burger? Which one?
It's the All-American Veggie Burger.
Okay.
Kind of like it. Now, they don't say that it's hey, this replaces meat, but it's more for a meat-free meal option. But I thought if we're doing true meat substitutes, there's also dietary substitutes there. The problem with this though, 530 milligrams of sodium in this patty.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We have to stop for a second. This company was founded by cardiologists.
Dr. Prager, All-American, was cardiology?
There were 2 cardiac surgeons, Prager and Somberg, and their families. In 1994. So, salt was
you get
23% of your daily allotment in this entire patty.
You get one burger.
I'm not eating the whole damn thing. Hell
No.
no.
Like you gotta slice the burger in half. You gotta slice it in half down the middle and make you.
The rad thing is 0 grams of total sugars.
That's pretty cool, though.
10 grams of carbs, 6 grams of dietary fiber,
wow.
22 grams of protein.
That's good.
In a 113 gram burger.
Whoa. Yeah, that's impressive.
That, I mean, straight up, like, you know, protein versus, that's really high. But the avocado oil what worries me, because avocados, when cooked, break down into a really sour, very oily product.
Yeah.
That's why avocados are generally not cooked. If you're putting it on something, you put it on cold onto something warm, and then it gets all mushy and melts down, begins breaking down. I don't know if it's refined avocado oil or what. I didn't get into it too deep on that. But yeah, this one I'm a little worried about the level of salt, and that it is a pure veggie patty. Like, because I've had the Morningstar Farms veggie burgers and the garden burger. But I mean, and this again, it looks like they're still warm. It looks like a puck. So it's like a pressed puck. It has a good char on it though, and it took to the pan really well, which was surprising.
That's what I meant to ask you. When you put them in the pan, you know how a burger kind of like, it does that kind of like
puffs up?
Yeah.
Only the Beyond Burger did that.
Okay.
Everything else was still, well, I mean, the actual burger I made, of course, did that, but everything else stayed vaguely puck shaped.
And how did this one smell?
Fine, like nondescript, just like warm.
Okay.
Which is a good thing for the avocado oil. Maybe it is refined avocado oil. I'm not sure, but
I'm assuming it's cold pressed avocado, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So am I.
But I don't think it's gonna taste like a burger.
I'm not convinced.
Not at all. No.
Yeah.
Like
there's too much vegetables.
The color, it looks.
You've got butternut squash puree. Like, no.
Yeah.
I like butternut squash, but nah.
No, it's absolutely, it's very vegetal. It is a veggie burger.
Okay.
You may be able to dress it up, maybe with a dash of liquid smoke and some like decent barbecue sauce. Actually, you know what? A hot sauce would go really good with this.
Really?
If you want to do like a jalapeno burger.
Yeah.
Maybe some like non-dairy cheese, some sliced jalapeno, hot sauce, something like that.
I like a spicy burger. I like putting pico de gallo and like maybe or some spicy guac on a burger. Of course, I add bacon, so that would defeat the purpose.
Everything's better with bacon, but yeah, it's definitely nice.
It's got a tint to it. It looks kind of a olive green tint.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely yeah. It's all right, but it's definitely veggie burger.
I mean the ingredients, right, are pea protein, avocado oil, onions, sweet potato puree, butternut squash puree. I'm like carrot puree. I'm like, there's no way. The minute you get into it, I'm like,
that probably
it's kind of like a patty shaped V8. Just minus the tomato. If you put a slice of tomato on it, you would totally be eating a V8.
My first thought was like, is someone gonna like slice it into slivers and put it in a Bloody Mary? Because you know someone will do that.
Someone would.
I've got my mix in the fridge. I'll be right. No, I'm kidding.
Someone will do that.
And there's the thing, and this is what people need to know. Like I've been grilling. I'm 45. I've been grilling since I was 5. I even went to a class back in the 80s and 90s to properly cook on a Weber grill taught by the Weber Corporation. Grilling is kind of my thing. When it comes to burgers and burger substitutes, don't try and play substitute. Work on the flavors of what you're eating.
Yeah.
Like this veggie burger, I don't want a mayo spread, lettuce, onion, tomato. You know, I don't want that built as a burger. I want to accentuate the flavors and maybe do like a spicy guacamole on it. Bring out the avocado. Do something like that. Like ketchup, you literally would be tasting. It would be tasting like you're eating a V8.
Yeah.
The Impossible Burger, just don't buy it. But like the other meat ones, sure, accentuate the meat, but don't go overboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that's the thing.
I agree. So,
because it's a delicate process trying to find balance between the device and the, all burgers are vehicle for condiments anyway.
Yeah.
But it's trying to find the device that works with the flavor. And I personally, as a super taster and a cicerone, I like counter flavors. If I'm eating something sour, I want something sweet to chase it or to counter it, not accentuate it, but counter it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My question is, what are the fries? Like I love myself some fries with these burgers. Like what?
Yeah.
Like to me, like a burger is like there's a whole, so what type of and different types of fries or potato type dishes.
Yeah.
Which ones would be best with the sweet potato fry? Which one would be best with like a steak fry? Which one?
Definitely the Prager's sweet potato fries, 100%. Sweet potato fries, maybe with like a maple dip on them or a glaze.
Oh, like a sweet, with the sweet option.
The Boca Burger, it's just, you want just salty beef tallow fries.
Okay.
Like it's a fast food burger.
Yeah.
You want fast food fries with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Impossible Burger,
throw it in the trash.
Yeah, just like random potato chunks you find in the dumpster.
Make you a whole bunch of fries and eat that.
Right.
Not the burger.
Now the Beyond Burger though.
Yeah.
I would do either with a proper potato salad. I would do it with
that's a huge compliment.
Like waffle fries or very, very thick cut, almost wedge steak fries, because you want to go with, texture with texture.
What about onion rings? No.
I would do onion rings on the Boca, on the Boca, kind of like a Western bacon thing going on. And on the side of the Beyond. I wouldn't really do it with the Prager, because I don't want too much vegetable on the side with the Prager burger for some reason. It's just, it would be too much. However, adding bacon to the Prager burger, that would be boom, done.
But see, and the funny thing is, it's sodium on top of sodium, but that's
the thing.
It would be amazing.
No, you guys couldn't eat it. I'd be over here being like,
no.
Oh yeah, no.
I would put bacon on just about anything. Can we now? Just like, okay, I need to buy
the only thing that goes better with bacon than anything else is bacon.
Yeah,
agree.
Yes. We are on the same
so we have got one more. Is that?
Yeah, and this is one I'm actually really, really, truly worried about. This is the Morningstar Farms original chick patty.
Ooh.
It's fake breaded chicken. And by fake breaded chicken, I mean fake breaded chicken. It looks like I have to hold it by the edge.
That looks like what you
it looks like a chicken disc.
Kitchen. It's
it's totally a fried chicken disc or a breaded chicken disc. This is water, wheat flour, vegetable oil, soy flour, soyprene isolate, and then 2% less of wheat starches, dextrose, various things like that. Sodium bicarbonate for leavening, which I find interesting. So what I'm reading is that this is mostly a bread product.
Yes.
With paprika, onion, salt, and potato starch in it.
At least they put some paprika in.
Right. It looks like methylcellulose is the binder.
Oh my God.
But yeah, this is basically a bread product that's supposed to taste like chicken.
It is. I'm reading the ingredients. I'm like, so it's chicken
bread.
Flavored bread.
Yeah, it's chicken flavored bread on bread.
I mean, if that's the case, then get you some chicken bouillon and sprinkle.
Right. Has moderate total fat content. No cholesterol. High freaking sodium, 320 milligrams, 14% of your daily value. Carbs, 20 grams. Dietary fiber mostly, but it does have like added sugar. It has a gram of added sugar and only 9 grams of protein. 9 grams of protein in a 71 gram patty. That's it.
No.
as opposed to 22
Gram of-
and then like
why did
everything
they need
else.
A gram of sugar. What are they doing?
So you've got total sugars plus added sugar. So I'm anticipating sweet chicken flavored bread.
Oh God, that is.
I almost don't want. I care about you, Trevor, and I don't want you to eat this.
I don't want
burger.
to. I don't want to eat this either.
Did
but
you smell it?
Yeah, and it smelled like bread cooking. Like when it was in the baking sheet, at 350, it smelled like bread. When it went in the pan to sear, smelled like bread. Little bit of oil came out, which was either the soy protein breaking down or the oil and wheat oil and canola oil and everything in it. But it crisped up like breaded chicken or like breaded bread. Fuck. Yeah, all right. So my bread sandwich.
Oh God.
Nope.
Oh,
See?
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Oh dear God, no.
No. See?
It's more the texture that's wrong, but no. It tastes like it. There is a chicken flavor, but it's like an extruded nugget flavor. That distant chicken, that's like chicken-like. It's so obviously fake chicken flavor.
Oh God.
have you ever had the Jelly Belly that tastes like chicken?
Yeah, I was going
like
with that. It's like that plus a combination of have you ever had the powdered chicken flavoring that's mostly salt and dextrose? It's that.
Yeah, it's like the kind you buy like they have it in store brands. It's like it's not even called chicken bouillon. It's called chicken powder something.
Yeah, it's just it's chicken flavoring. Now, maybe it's just because it's on a bun as well. I will say though, holy crap, looking at the bite out of it. Come on, focus, damn you. Focus. That is threading like chicken.
Yeah, it is. That's wild.
That's weird. The texture's totally off. I'll try it without the bun.
Do we want you to do that? Do we want you to do
I
that?
know.
I feel like this is abusive.
Come on, for science.
I mean,
And I'm looking at it like if I take one more bite and be a good boy, this glorious Chipotle lovely death burger of awesome that I made is going to be in my belly.
Okay.
Combat all of this.
Okay. I feel like this is a violation of IRB.
Yeah, none of this is.
No, it's chicken bread. That's all it is.
No.
It has a softer and less thready flavoring than like store-bought nuggets.
I rebuke this.
Yep.
In the name of all poultry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We cannot do wings like this. We can't do wings like this. No.
This is a patty most foul.
Not, you know what? Not in the year of Beyonce 2020.
No.
Okay,
No.
Not when there are so many delicious chicken sandwiches readily available. Is this acceptable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, you know what? Let go of having to have the chicken feel.
No, that's just not good.
I wonder, well, this brings up a thing because, you had quite a spread there. I'm wondering if, and I would have to, there's a great journal of food and agricultural science, but like, I wonder if chicken is actually trickier, like the poultry. I don't know, like some of those, when you talk about like the flavors and the textures of trying to get like a chicken versus a turkey, because fake turkey too is a real tricky one.
I didn't want to go the fake turkey route because we really only had like an hour and 15 minutes total for all this.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go the fake turkey route, and I didn't want to do all the different sausages and everything and breakfast patties. Like, holy crap, between here in Los Angeles, between Whole Foods, Amazon's 365 and higher end markets like Gelson's and Pavilions, which is a high-end Vaughn's, the meat replacement products and the non-meat products and even the non-dairy products are a huge aisle.
Yeah.
Like naturally it's going to be larger in Whole Foods because Whole Foods owns the Follow Your Heart brand and all of that. But damn, there is so many. And it's like, I had a hard time choosing.
Yeah.
I mean, like Beyond and Impossible, that was easy. Those were in the meat section.
Wow. That's aggressive on their part. Yeah.
Very.
They're in the meat section here. Yeah.
Because I did a recon of my local stores before I purchased them to see all the different varieties, and Beyond and Impossible were in the meat section. Everything else was in frozen. It's very aggressive marketing on their part. But yeah, honestly, when it comes to these 5 meat beef replacements, if you're looking for the flavor, the texture, the capability of making a burger in a pan or on the grill or anything, you got to go with the Beyond Burger.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
So Beyond good. #1 and then Boca?
And then Boca. Okay. Yeah.
Would Boca have one except for kind of the allergens piece?
Flavor wise, 100%. The Boca burger is that is your roadside fast food burger.
Okay.
It's like if you put that on, I'm using potato buns. If you put that on just like a white bread bun with a slab of American cheese, diced onion and pickle, you would have a hard time debating between that and a McDonald's cheeseburger.
I could see it.
Yeah.
It's really good, but there's the allergen problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sodium, wasn't that what a little?
That is right. The sodium. Yeah.
The last 3 super high in sodium, but the Prager's was the most. The cardiologists or the cardiac surgeons of all thing. It's like here's a ton of salt.
No,
what are you thinking?
Stop eating all that meat.
Right. Replace it with salt.
I think that's one thing though to keep an eye on. And there are lots of people that need to watch all kinds of, blood sugar. There were ones that had more sugar than more salt. And then there were ones that need to watch salt, people who need to worry about different allergens. But I think the one thing I'd always caution people is just because it looks like it's healthier in a natural food store doesn't mean for you've got to look at the ingredients. And luckily now online, you don't even have to go to the store and pick up the package, right? You can just investigate a little bit and see, does this fit in with you?
With the Boca burger, we got onto the salt talk. Did we check the sodium of the Beyond Burger?
We did it. What is it?
350 milligrams. 15%
so they have
of
the same amount?
15% of your daily allotment.
I thought Boca was like 20 something.
No. Boca and Beyond are the same.
Prager's was 20, almost 30.
Okay.
Yeah. Prager was super high.
This is the same. So what's interesting then is I'm wondering if this is part of their trying to hit that flavor profile, because people do try to add salt as if that accomplishes the umami thing, but these are totally different types of receptors here, guys. But I'm wondering, which is something people do, you look at low sugar or low fat products and that salt is through the roof.
Yeah.
Ooh, Impossible Burger, 430 milligrams of sodium.
What?
Damn.
They have no reason.
Damn.
Well, the other thing is that salt is very cheap in comparison to some of the other flavoring agents. Yeah. And let's be honest, if they were going to go with, I saw someone on Twitter call it the king of flavors. If they were going to dump all salt and go with MSG, which is delicious, but they would lose their collective shit because of whatever their mythology they buy into about MSG. And so they're going to go with this massive level of sodium.
Yeah. But what's so funny? But because glutamate is umami. Glutamate is the receptor for the.
One of them had glutamate as an ingredient, though. I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember which one at this point.
Yeah.
And I think it's so funny to me too that that we have all of these different mentalities, but we want that experience. And I'm just kind of like, is it better to just sprinkle in some MSG and not have all that salt? I'm down. I'm totally down for that. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Sprinkle me some MSG and take all of this damn salt out.
And I'm laughing. I want to go back and look. Okay, I know for sure one of the ingredients lists said glutamate, but it didn't say monosodium
I think it was.
glutamate.
I think it may have been the Boca.
Might have been. So it's like, okay, part of it's just good marketing. You know, we know that there's so much, actual fake news about MSG that, you know, if you were like, first of all, we're going to get rid of all the salt and we're going to put in this small amount of MSG.
Yep.
And no, you're not going to get hungry in an hour. Like, you know, whatever is this persistent nonsense that keeps coming up with that.
Yep.
But I think part of the thing too is that you, with all of these or with any food, you got to unfortunately make an investment and try out and see which one maybe works for you and your flavor, you know. Yep. And Trevor's like,
I guess that's our signal. Like, it is the one. Time. We are close.
You know what has only has 75 milligrams of sodium, has more protein, has more fats and cholesterol, of course.
Yeah.
But also, what every one of these things is missing that this has, vitamin D, because this is from an animal that has synthesized sunlight into its tissue. This has the B6, the B12, the vitamin D, all of that. I mean, yes, the Beyond Burger has, I think it's like 1,300% of your daily allotment of thiazine.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you're like, what am I doing with that?
Right. But
if it's water soluble, you're going to pee it out.
Yeah.
This.
That's it. That's it right there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, is this better than a Boca?
Number one, look at that color.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you can really, I think, see it is just when you're getting the whole sensory experience, the total. I mean, I'm not tasting, but I can totally, like, my brain can put that together really easily.
Uh-huh.
I think the psychology of it too, right? Like part of the reason why they try to get these things that look like they're bleeding, but also it's not just about the flavors and the texture. It's about, you know, when I think about a burger, I think about family barbecues.
Right.
I think about, you know, there's all of these things that you attach, just like my mom's oatmeal raisin cookies. Our oatmeal raisin cookies, the best cookies, doesn't matter. I think they are because I have good feeling, you know, like, so I feel like that's part of it too, is that kind of the emotion that we attach to foods and beverages is more, I think, almost more powerful than the flavor, the texture, and the, you know.
Absolutely.
I totally agree.
It's like that idea that, like, you can think of potato salad or pickles and your mouth starts to salivate. It's an automatic reaction. You know where your brain goes with that. And that's the thing. And hats off to all these companies for trying to maintain that you can actually have, like, your vegan and vegetarian friends have a place at the barbecue. They always have with other options, but now it's kind of like
they got the vegetable tray.
Holy crap! Yeah,
there's a cold vegetable tray.
It's like, here's your crudité. The guacamole and chips is over there. The beer's in the cooler, and there may be the portobello mushroom for you at a later time.
The portobello mushroom burger.
Right, but
that
now,
was probably cooked right next to the ribs. By the way.
Right. And that's
after they took a burger off.
Hey, you want that seared on the flat top? Sure. Just don't mind the flavor. But yeah, it's able to bring people closer together. And for those that are conscious about the protein intake of their choice, awesome. I am going to murder this Angus burger right now as a present to myself. I don't need all the bread, so I'm just going to go straight to the meat because, that is what we're talking about. But
I mean, even when you pull that apart, it's like,
And see, and that's the thing. None of the burgers had the possibility of the chunkiness of a fresh ground beef, the threading, the thin and thick pieces. they're still working on that, but maybe that cross-linked protein extrusion you were talking about, maybe that's going to be the next trick.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think they're going to do it, right? The thing is the market share is high enough now. When it's, when you have Kraft buying Boca, when you have, when you have big companies, and I'm surprised Impossible Meats and Beyond Meats have not been snapped up by a huge conglomerate yet, I don't think. But, your food science not only is it fun science to talk about, but it's a big moneymaker. And it's the engineering, the physics, the chemistry, the biochemistry involved, they're trying to make all of that work. It's just now they're going to pour more, especially now when we know with all of these profiles, with the with the Burger Kings, with the big contracts, you're just going to have more science poured into it to get it close.
Yeah. And I think especially since, beef production is considered a major impact on climate change. And you're talking about, at least from what they're saying, something that uses, a tenth of the same resources. It's a range, depending on the company, they have their different selling points when it comes to climate change and protecting the environment. But nonetheless, I think too, there's the appeal across the board of getting something to people that they can kind of sell as like, this is also you being socially conscious, or environmentally conscious.
And if they can get that sodium count down, you get the whole diet industry behind it.
100%. And if the sodium count wasn't so high, like I don't eat red meat, beef and all that every freaking day, like maybe once a week at this point in my life.
Yeah, same.
I would totally supplant that with like an additional Beyond Burger or something like that. And by the way, everybody, this is not sponsored.
No,
at all.
No,
there's zero sponsoring here going on.
Trevor's wallet.
Yeah, exactly.
If somebody wants to sponsor us, though,
right? Like I would,
as long as it's not the chicken one. We don't want the chicken.
No,
we don't want the chicken.
Like I would totally like replace, a meat meal with Beyond, but damn, that sodium's worrisome. Like I'm 45, I'm a big dude. My blood pressure is normal. My heart rate is normal. Everything like that is actually fine. But that amount of sodium intake, woof.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not Ray.
Yeah.
That lives on salt.
Yeah. I would be like, that'd be my once a week. And I'd want to, okay, let's not get too wild, with some of these other things.
My sodium comes from my margarita mix that I use. So.
There you are.
That's a good source, in my opinion.
Margaritas are excellent palate cleansers, by the way.
I feel like they've always done a good job for me.
Yeah, no, they're a brilliant palate. You've got the salt, you've got the citrus. It's a high acid drink. Strips that just clean. And tequila is a very clean tasting alcohol, but that's a different panel. So I was happy to be your guinea pig for this.
So we're ranking these as Beyond.
Yeah, when it comes to the fake, I would do Beyond number 1.
Okay.
This is irregardless of the sodium, but Beyond 1, definitely Boca 2. I'd have to go Prager for 3, even though it's like veggie patty.
Okay.
I would definitely eat that way before an Impossible Burger or that chicken shit. No, that.
Wow.
So,
however, caveat asterisk, Impossible Burger on a charcoal or propane grill to either mask or accentuate that weird smoky oil aftertaste that's going on. May or may not raise the Impossible Burger.
But this is your future work, right? This is your future work.
This is for applying for additional funding. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll write the $12 grant.
Thank you.
And do that. But yeah, until that second, because to be fair, if I'm going to grill the Impossible Burger, I should probably grill all of these as well.
So you're gonna have an update for us.
I will have to do an update.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So I can't believe that's not meat. I guess for a couple that works, right? For a couple of options.
Yeah.
So as we close out really quickly, where can people find out more about Trevor, the meat taster, super taster, and Ray, the bacon on everything?
Bacon on it, just bacon on everything. Well, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Tattoos and Bones. Don't follow me though, because all I do is rant against pseudoscience and creationism and flat earth and conspiracies and all that, and talk a lot about Dungeons and Dragons and collecting polyhedral
I don't see the
dice.
problem. That's not a problem. What's
Okay,
the problem?
Then it's not a problem. But yeah, you can find me on Tattoos and Bones, or at Tattoos and Bones on Twitter and Instagram.
And how about you, Dr. Ray?
I am Dr. Rubidium on Twitter, and Radium Yttrium, some other elements on Instagram. Lots of cocktails. I think I am the best chemist bartender in the world.
100%.
Dare I say?
No. Seconded and tabled.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yep. The motion is, yep.
Yeah. I'm a professional bartender part-time. You beat me.
Yes. This is a compliment of my life. Thank you very much, sir. And yes, so that's where you can find me if you want. I do a hashtag now. I've been doing this since we kind of all went into sheltering in place, called Virtual Cocktail Hour. I think I'm up to cocktail 84. I haven't done any repeats. I'm going to see how long I can keep the streak alive.
I should give you some of my recipes.
It's a beautiful, beautiful streak. Beautiful. And I am at the Purple Page, like my hair right now, on Twitter and on Instagram. And all you're going to get in Instagram is like me putting Fenty on my face and taking pictures.
Again, what's the problem?
Nothing. No problem.
No
Zero problem. I'm down with that.
I love
all right.
Fenty.
And that's it. Are we cut?
I guess that's it. Catch you later.